Sometimes a single moment of kindness can change a child's life, and sometimes it changes the teachers too. Many years ago, in a small town surrounded by green fields and quiet streets, there was a school teacher named Mrs. Thompson. She was known for her neat dresses, tidy hair, and the warm smile she offered her students every morning. But on the first day of the new school year, as she stood in front of her 5th grade class, she said something that wasn't entirely true. She looked into the eyes of every child and said, "I love all of you equally." It was a sentence most teachers say, but inside her heart, she knew it wasn't possible. Because sitting in the front row, slouched in his seat, was a small boy named Teddy Stoddard. Mrs. Thompson had seen Teddy before. She had noticed things other teachers had quietly ignored. Teddy never played with the other children. He sat alone during recess, drawing circles in the dirt with a stick. His clothes were always wrinkled, sometimes dirty. His hair was messy, and his face looked tired, almost defeated. He rarely smiled, he rarely talked. And when he did, his voice was soft, like he was afraid to be heard. Mrs. Thompson often found his homework incomplete and sloppy. She began marking his papers with a big red pen, drawing sharp X's across the page. She found herself almost enjoying it. It felt easy to give him failing grades. At Mrs. Thompson's school, teachers were required to review each student's previous records. She went through the files quickly, one after another, but when she saw Teddy's name, she quietly placed his file at the very bottom of the pile, as if avoiding something painful. Days passed, and the unopened file sat there, a silent reminder. Finally, one afternoon, she opened it, and what she read changed her life forever. What the teachers saw before her grade 1, his teacher had written, "Teddy is a bright child with a quick smile. He keeps his work neat and shows wonderful manners. He is a joy to have in class." Mrs. Thompson blinked. The Teddy she knew was nothing like this. Grade 2, another note. Teddy is an excellent student, well liked by his classmates, but his mother has been very ill, and he struggles as her condition worsens. Mrs. Thompson felt her heart tighten. Grade 3, a heartbreaking message. Teddy's mother passed away this year. He tries to do his best, but his father shows little interest. If someone doesn't help him soon, his home life will hurt him deeply. A lump formed in her throat. Grade 4, the final note. Teddy is withdrawn. He shows little interest in school and has few friends. Sometimes he falls asleep in class. He needs help. Mrs. Thompson closed the file and covered her face with her hands. She felt ashamed, deeply ashamed. She realized she had judged a grieving boy without ever trying to understand his pain. Christmas came. The classroom filled with joy as students brought brightly wrapped gifts with ribbons and shiny paper. Mrs. Thompson's desk was soon covered in colorful surprises, but among them was one small gift wrapped in brown grocery paper, poorly taped and wrinkled. It was Teddy's. The children giggled. Some whispered, "Look at that one." Mrs. Thompson immediately knew she had to protect him. She opened his gift first. Inside was an old rhinestone bracelet, several stones missing, and a small bottle of perfume, barely filled, clearly used. Laughter began spreading through the class, but Mrs. Thompson lifted the bracelet gently and said, "Oh, how beautiful." Then she dabbed the perfume on her wrist and smiled. "It smells wonderful," she said. The laughter stopped. After school, Teddy waited for her by the door. His voice trembled as he said, "Mrs. Thompson, today you smelled just like my mom used to. Her perfume." He walked away before she could respond. Mrs. Thompson sat at her desk and cried, long, silent tears that wet the old wooden surface. She cried for Teddy, and she cried for her own coldness. The next morning, she walked into class with a new heart, a new purpose. That day, she stopped teaching lessons and began teaching children. She paid special attention to Teddy. She encouraged him. She asked him questions. She praised him for small successes. She talked to him gently instead of scolding him. Every time she believed in him, Teddy changed a little. His eyes brightened. His shoulders straightened. He worked harder. He smiled more. By the end of the year, Teddy had not only caught up, he became one of the smartest students in the entire class. Mrs. Thompson felt proud, but more than that, she felt grateful. A year later, she found a small note slipped under her door. "You are the best teacher I ever had. Teddy Stoddard." She smiled and kept the letter safe. 6 years passed. Another letter arrived. "I finished high school in the top 3 of my class. You're still my favorite teacher." 4 years later, "I'm graduating from college soon. Thank you for believing in me." Another 4 years. "I've completed medical school. Now I am Theodore F. Stoddard, M.D." Mrs. Thompson cried with joy. One spring morning, a final letter came. Teddy wrote, "I'm getting married. My mother's seat will be empty. Will you sit there in her place?" Mrs. Thompson didn't hesitate for a second. On the wedding day, she wore the same old rhinestone bracelet, the one with missing stones. She wore the same perfume Teddy's mother once wore. When Teddy saw her, he hugged her tightly. He whispered, "Thank you, Mrs. Thompson. Thank you for making me feel special and for helping me believe I could be somebody." Tears glistened in Mrs. Thompson's eyes as she held him close and answered softly, "No, Teddy, you have it all wrong. You taught me that I could make a difference. Before you, I didn't know how to truly teach." The lesson is that a child may need not brilliance, not perfection, not gifts, but a heart that cares. One teacher's kindness can change a life, and one child's transformation can change a teacher forever.